Hey guys, and welcome to Can We Talk. My name is Paula and this is my platform. Today I'm going to have my guest introduce herself. Nina, if you go ahead.
Hi, I'm Nina Rose. Thanks for having me.
Do you know what, yeah? I was actually considering messaging you ages ago.
Okay.
Yeah, but I was just like, I'm not sure if I should do it now. Should I do it later?
Oh, girl, it's always cool, man. I'm cool vibes.
And no, honestly, and I've noticed it from the cabin. So that's when I actually first ever saw your platform.
Okay.
Like I saw you was on the cabin, and I said, "No, this girl is jokes." But before we go into the rest of the interview, every time I have someone on my channel, I ask them one question. What's the dream? What's the end goal?
Oh, God, I hate that so much. It feels like so much pressure. But for me, right at the moment, I'm quite immersed into my music. I'm like finding my sound, and I've been dabbling with some new genres.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm working on more of an international appeal. Going back to the motherland and connecting in that way. So I kind of want my music to be worldwide, global, and be able to travel with it.
And were you always doing music?
No, I used to be a host and presenter. I still present on radio now once a week. But I was hosting on stage, live events. I used to have my own events as well. I had a company called Nina Rose Events. It sounds so big-headed, but at the time
But
it made
it is
sense.
your company, so
Yeah, there we go. So I used to do open mic nights, fashion shows, you name it.
So how did getting onto BkChat actually happen? Because do you know what? Yeah, I didn't actually realize you were on BkChat.
Oh, okay.
I didn't realize, and I was going. I don't know. Someone was like to me, "Oh, she was on BkChat," and I was like, oh, "This is you."
Yeah, it's probably the looks. I was wearing wigs at that time as well. It was an interesting experience. I mean, they put out the advert, and then I went to the audition, and they were like, "Yeah, you're through." So we had to do like like a pretend debate where they gave us a topic and they see how you interact with other people, and then it went on from there. I mean, it was a wild season. We didn't even get a reunion. I won't even go into that. But I think BkChat's actually coming back again soon. But
really? I didn't know that.
Yeah, it's on its way.
And how was your time on there? Because from as soon as the first season kicked off, it was drama. And I'm not gonna lie, I was like, is this all real? Because it's heated.
Yeah,
it's very heated. So what was your experience like being on the cast and working with all these people that you had seen before?
In hindsight, it was really good. And it's actually fun. It was quite funny and enjoyable. At the time, it did feel quite stressful and intense. You were with these people 24/7. So, and obviously, it did get heated on set. Those things were real. It's not pretend. But obviously, there were certain characters that will play up to the camera. But of course, it's entertainment. It's what do you call it? Reality. TV type vibe. So people are gonna act up. But no, it was tense. There were people that didn't like each other. And we had a group chat as well, so it didn't just end on set. You couldn't just leave. Like, everyone was chatting rubbish to each other in the group chat.
Oh, wow.
Oh, yeah. So that was a lot. But meeting new people, connecting with a new audience, I mean, it helped my following and that kind of thing.
And did you go on to BkChat for that reason?
No, I just wanted to see who I got. I'd seen the show for ages, and I'd be like, oh my gosh, how they always shouting this. But when I got there, that's exactly what it was.
Yeah.
I mean, I wanted to just bring something a little bit different, not the typical,
vibes,
So I feel like I did create that balance. That's a lot of the comments that I got, that you're quite calm and how did you cope with that? But I feel like I'm a people person, so something with the vibes. It was cool.
So did your music career follow on from BkChat?
Yeah, so just before I went on to BkChat, I was like in talks with like my team people about transitioning from presenting to music. I've always done music, like from young. I've sung like in church and then college talent shows and whatever else. But up until last year, I never actually released any music.
Okay.
So I had a song that I wrote like 3 years ago. My friends had heard me do the same chorus over and over again. They're like, when are you gonna record it? So Like I Do was my first ever single that I released last year, July. And it's just gone on from there. Like, I just dip my toes in and I'm like, I kind of like this.
And what's it been like so far? You know how you hear all the stories about the music industry and it being, people are always like, oh, the industry's fake, like, how is it trying to break into that industry and get to like talking to people, making connections?
I mean, through doing doing events and stuff anyway. I've been in the industry for a little while, so I worked with other artists. I used to manage and stuff like that as well. So I kind of had the network, but when it's actually you who's the artist, it's a bit different. Getting people to take you seriously, was a bit weird at first because, you know, if I don't mind saying so myself, I'm quite talented, so I do have a lot of things that I do. So a lot of people are like, what is it that you're trying to do? At first it was a little bit difficult, but then I kind of found my feet once I started going to the studio more often and getting people to hear my music, and after putting out my first video and getting like a positive reception, just went from there. So, and
you've recently released a new single, right, called Hi?
Yes, Hi. 31st of March that came out. It's only a couple of days ago. And that's doing really well. That song I actually wrote while I was on the cabins. I was in the hotel
We need to talk about the cabin, because I've got some questions, okay? But yeah, you got it in your hotel room.
Yeah, and it was just a little vibe that I created, and I went to studio, and then I was like, I'm actually vibing with this. This is really
nice.
This is cool. Like, it's different to what I normally do. I do like R&B, love songs, but this one, I feel like I was at a point where I was transitioning within myself and believing in my source kind of thing.
Yeah.
That I wanted to portray.
Okay, so the cabins, how did that come about? Because the cabin is is it like a blind dating show, or how did?
More or less, it is a blind date because you don't know anything about the person before you actually go in there. A lady DM'd me on Instagram. I was just like, oh, I really love your personality. Like, would you ever do reality TV? I was like, what kind of reality TV? Yeah. A dating show. And I was like, oh God, I don't know. Like, maybe. So I spoke to a couple of my friends and like, you might as well just see what happens. Even if you don't find love, like, it could be good for exposure.
Do you think you can actually find love on reality TV though? On those dating shows like Love Island and stuff like that?
No, not really. I don't think authentic love. Some people end up just like putting up with each other and think, okay, we can make this work. And a lot of people make money.
It's beneficial.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But you never know. I thought if it happens, it happens. If it doesn't, I'm still cute.
You still popping. You still popping.
So I did the application and then I literally did a random video in my headscarf in my car. I didn't expect them to call me for anything. Yeah. We really loved you. We've done some research. And then you do a few Zoom calls and then they let you know when the filming is. So I had to go to Glasgow.
Oh, wow.
And the whole time I was like, I don't know what I've got myself into. Doing this. But when I got there, they treat you like a queen. Like, you got... Well, I ate a lot of Nando's for 3 days that I was in the hotel. Yeah, after that, they tell you when you're going into the cabins, you take a few pictures, do some videos, and then I went in there first and had to wait for a day.
And what was that like?
It was
nice. And did they actually, because they paired you with a black guy, right?
Yeah.
They ask you your preferences.
Yeah, of course. Okay. They try their best to match you, but that's one thing I will say. They really do want to match you with somebody that you would actually like. Okay. Because they want to have a high success rate. Yeah. But yeah, no. Ade was cool. We're friends.
You don't see it happening in the future?
No.
Okay. Well, maybe another dating show.
I don't know.
Would you ever do Love Island?
I haven't experienced it. No, not until my body is fully snapped. You're
fine now, though.
I mean, girl.
I see. No, do you know what? Yeah, I've seen you doing your fitness videos. You're going ham right now, so
I really do want to have. We all go to the gym and stuff like that, but I actually want to see my body transform, kind of thing. So I'm on that journey. We never know, but I don't know. Dating shows, I don't know if they're for me because it was a lot.
And do you think like going on the cabin helped you out a lot in terms of like your exposure, your following?
Yeah, my following grew, but I think it was more about like a new audience because I've got people that have like, been riding with me since I've been doing presenting and events and, and from BkChat, that was a whole different audience. But ITV2, like it's not necessarily just a black demographic.
Yeah, it's a different demographic.
Yeah, little fan pages for the cabins girls, these young girls that are like, which is quite sweet. And it's been different. So I think, it has helped. Yeah, there's no love found, but it's just like, just life.
But that's okay though. Ade took it like a champ as well, so it's all good. What did you enjoy most about that experience?
I'm a thrill seeker and I like, not really knowing what's going to happen next. So I think the most exciting thing was just actually doing it. Because even though I'm used to cameras and stuff like that, there were cameras absolutely everywhere, all over the house. Like you couldn't do anything and not feel the camera move.
And so do you get used to it? Like in the sense that, you know, when you're at home and you're minding your business, you're doing whatever, you don't think about what other people are, if people are looking at you or anything like that. But knowing that cameras are on you 24/7, are you always mindful of what you're doing?
Me personally, I was, because I thought they're going to edit this however they want to edit it. You don't even get to see anything before it goes out. But you do forget. I'm surprised that we had some conversations that I expected to like them to put out, but they left it. But yeah, but you have like a producer who's like, they called the voice of God, because you can't see them but you can hear them.
Yeah.
And they'll be like, oh guys, why don't you just do this? Or guys,
so they kind of steer it. Okay.
Yeah, they had a storyline they wanted to create for everybody.
But you worried that a negative storyline was going to come out of it? Because, you know, when you have Love Island and the black girls and the black guys come on, it's always a big thing. So were you worried that, like, oh, this story might be created about me and I'm not sure? Because some people from Love Island, they left and they went into depression.
Yeah. They were quite mindful of that because of Love Island. That they're actually part of the team that make Love Island. Okay. So they didn't even want our full names to be in the newspapers, so that you know what I mean. But I was a bit worried. Naturally, anxiety comes when you're going to be on TV and you know everyone's going to see it, your mum's friends and all of that stuff. It did make me feel a bit anxious, but once it was out, people were really lovely, and the way they edited me, luckily,
was in a good way.
Yeah, it was in a proper good light, which is nice.
I feel like had it been Love Island, it might have been maybe a different story because of the way you see what happened with Yewande and what's that girl's name? Lucy.
Yeah. That was wild. Yeah, exactly. They can make it out in any way. Yeah. So that was lucky. So
going back to your music now, going into the music industry, and because you sing. Yes. You sing, and you've always been able to sing.
Yes. Well, I mean, I think so.
Or else you wouldn't be doing music. Yeah. Why did you wait so long to drop your first track?
I think it was more of a confidence thing, you know. Like I said, I was used to the stage and performing in a sense, like when I was presenting and hosting, but singing or music in general it's a vulnerable place, you know. You're actually like giving your soul. And I've worked with other artists and I see what they have to go through, and it put me off, if I'm honest, for a little while. And then I just got to a point I was like, you know what, forget it, let's just go around with my eyes closed and do it.
What's been like your biggest fear with seeing what other people went through, like, and thinking, okay, I might experience that and I don't know how I'd be able to handle that?
It's the consistency part, making sure that you're in the studio creating music, making sure that it bangs and it's a vibe that people you know are gonna gravitate towards. But then I've just come to a point where it's about me. Like that song that I wrote, High, it was just a personal moment. I didn't expect it, because this is probably the most engagement on digital platforms I've had. Like, it's on quite a few playlists. It's been playlisted on Apple Music and stuff like that. And I've had some nice feedback. People, sent messages and stuff. So you kind of just have to just go with your gut. But in the beginning, it was just, a confidence thing.
And I find it crazy because when you know you've got a talent and you want to do something, it's almost like every day you're like, oh yeah, I'm going to do it. I'm going to do it. And when it comes to doing it, you're like, actually, I'm not sure. So like, I get you pushing yourself and putting out your content. That's a scary thing to do. It is. Do you know like what kind of artist you want to be? What kind of genres you want to dabble in? Because you said you're experiencing new genres, you want to go back to the motherland. So what is your music? What is Nina Rose music about?
Okay, so I started off with the whole R&B kind of vibe, which is music I obviously grew up on and I enjoy. But I've been playing around with like some Afro beats, Afro swing, reggae kind of vibe. So like just even because I'm half Jamaican, half Ghanaian, so I want to embrace both of my, cultures, heritages, and see what happens really. But I don't know, I don't really want to be like this is my genre. But I just want it to be feel good music that people can relate to, and for any mood you can put it on. Do you know what I mean? So yeah.
And who would be your ideal feature?
Okay, like serious feature, probably like Lauryn Hill or Erykah Badu, those kind of vibes. But I really love Meg as well, because I've got my like very calm, collected, conscious side, and I have my rebellious side, which is a bit Meg-ish.
So that's good though. Okay, so Because from here to Meg, are you afraid of the journey? Does the journey scare you?
No, not anymore. It did in the beginning, but not anymore, because one thing I've realized about life, especially since this whole pandemic thing, is you have to just do what you love and what you enjoy. Yeah. It's going to be scary. You're going to be nervous. It's going to be uncomfortable. You know what I mean? You have to be exposed in a certain way, but it's life, isn't it? Like, if you want it, you have to go for it.
But the good thing, if anything that's I've learned from Black women being in the music industry is that there's a bigger target on their back. Like with Megan being in the music industry, even in the UK, like how long was Lady Leisha doing her thing? And people were like, oh no, she's not rated, she's not rated, she's not rated. But it took what? A little clash with IVD for people to be like, oh no, she's still the hardest, she's still the hardest. So it feels like Black women in that industry, it's very hard. It's very, very hard.
Generally bigger than the UK for me, because there's only so much. We see what it is. It's the same people over and over again that are in the limelight, or that people gravitate to their music or whatever. But there's some super talented people out there that deserve recognition. Like, one of my favorites is, do you know Bree Runway? Yes. Like, she's just being unapologetically herself, and I think that's what people love, regardless of what you look like. If you can stand bold. Bree Runway, yeah. She went to our uni, innit? Yeah.
What uni did you guys go to?
I mean...
Okay, you don't have to say that. The quality of her content, I thought she was American.
Yeah, no, she's UK.
Oh my gosh. Amazing.
She's always been like very out there, very bold anyway. Like, she's that kind of character, but... And
you know what? In the beginning, I didn't think she was getting as much love. She was just putting out content and doing really well with her videos. And then it's like everyone else caught up.
Yeah, she got tracked with Missy now, innit? Yeah. Missy Elliott, which is dope. Which is rare. You rarely see UK artists transition like that over to the US, you know what I mean? So I really rate her work rate. And Shabo as well, I really like Shabo. Yeah. I just like the bold, gas Black girl. I love that, yeah.
It's changing. Yeah. So would you say you want your audience to primarily be in the US, in the UK? Like, who's your target audience?
Well, I plan to, when we can do that properly, I do want to travel. I've got a few links in New York that I've been having conversations about, like doing shows and stuff. I also want to go to Africa and the Caribbean as well. Yeah. And I've been checking my streams and stuff, and Paris has been showing a lot of love. So nice. I've got a friend that lives over there, so yeah, I want to see what I can do. But like I said, global scale, worldwide. Yeah.
You want to take over the world. So, tell us your type.
Oh. Okay, straight to the point. I don't know. I used to have a type, but I don't have a type. It depends what. It depends.
What does it depend on?
Okay, if we're talking about guys, I'm tall, dark, beard. Don't have to be like super muscular, but let's, be able to like carry me, I'm a thick girl, do you know what I mean? So,
I can carry you and show you,
yeah, that sounds like, tall, dark, beard. Beard.
But you said for guys?
Girls, I usually go for quite feminine, like women just like me. I don't, because if I like men, so I don't need a girl that's, be too masculine. But slim.
And I hate the act. So I love that you spoke about this, because I think you had a post about it on Instagram, right?
Oh yeah.
So you are bisexual. Is it bisexual?
It's whatever you want.
It's whatever you want. All right.
Yeah.
And
by the world standards, you have to say in it, but I'm just.
And do you think that's impacted how people view you and your art?
Oh, maybe, I've never had any like negative comment or feedback or anything about it, but there might be people that be like, oh, she's cool, but it's not really my thing. But I don't know. I've never had to. I wouldn't know. I've never had to, deal with that.
I love that you don't have to deal with that, because right now on social media, it's like, okay, I'm coming out. I've come out to my parents. I've come out to the world. I've come out, and I almost think, why should you have to come out? Yeah. If this is who you are, why do you need to declare this?
Yeah, it's not a thing. It's not a thing at all. I don't think anyone should have to. Yeah. But based on the situation that I was in,
I had to speak to my parents about it. Like, you know, it wasn't even a coming out. It was just this is what it is. They already knew, but yeah, that's another.
It's another conversation for another day. Yeah. It's another day.
Yeah, I don't think anybody should have to, but some people are forced out of it or feel like they have to, you know, speak up for themselves if they're being treated a certain way. Like, this is a very controversial topic, but obviously the Lil Nas, you know, the Lil Nas video that's come out recently.
Oh my gosh, what do you think of that?
I mean, I don't know about the human blood in it. Oh, that's another topic. Okay. I mean, that's how I was brought up. That's how I was raised. I wasn't Christian. I got baptized and all those kind of things. But the way that life has gone and what life has taught me, I see things a little bit differently, and that's it's not something I always say out loud, especially around Black people, because it gets a little bit, you know.
Do you know what? It's very common, I think, to be Black, grow up in the church, and then all of a sudden you grow up and you think, actually, right now, that's not it.
Yeah, like it's not even that that's not it, because I'm still a spiritual person. I believe in God, I believe in higher power, I believe that I didn't just come from nowhere. But it's just the reading and stuff that I've done around where Christianity started is what's kind of made me think twice about it.
Yeah. But why do you think so many young Black people just leave church like when they get older? It's like they grew up in church and then...
Condemnation part. I think because I spent a lot of time, because I was like youth leader, I used to... Everything church. I was at church like 3 times a week. Yeah, that was my space. That was okay. It's not a competition. I was so confused. But you know, you dedicate your life to it. This youth group. There was girls. There's so many things which is so beautiful, and I've created some amazing friendships from that. And grounded me as a person and how I believe in myself and how I carry myself in the world. However, there was a time that I did feel really bad for just doing anything. I'd go to a party and then come to church on this Sunday and be like, oh my God, I shouldn't have gone to that party. Like, oh my God, I'm going to go to hell.
It's when the pastor says, some of you guys were at the party last night. And you're like, in my business.
Literally. So, yeah, it's a hard one, because I was in my longest term relationship whilst I was in church. And even losing my virginity, I felt bad. I even stayed in the relationship for the last part of it, because I felt like if I didn't save him, I'm going to hell. Do you know what I mean? And maybe that's not how God sees things. That's not how it is. But that's how church makes you feel to an extent. So I think a lot of young people do feel a bit like, oh no, you know, I don't know. It's a hard one. And I think we're still growing, because even now, this is going to get a bit deep. The past few things like Christmas or it's Easter now, I'm seeing less and less people talk about,
celebrate, like
And why is that? It's strange. Like, I don't know, I'm so used to it, but I don't know if it's because people are in a time where they're trying to work things out for themselves, what they believe, what they don't believe. But yeah, we really went somewhere else.
With Lil Nas though, we did. With Lil Nas though, obviously he's been told his whole life, you're going to hell, you're going to hell, you're going to hell, you're going to hell. So he's made a video about going to hell. And it has, it is very, I'm not going to lie. I thought, you know what, you could have done all of that without the devil. He did that. You don't have to be sliding on the pole or winding up on the devil. It's just a bit much. However, I also get why he did it. It has a Christian community up in arms.
Yeah, of course. The Christian community, though. That's what I'm saying. Those that are really are dedicated Christians, I get it and understand. But those that are doing the, fake outrage is what's annoying me a little bit, because it's just like, oh, well, I'm not saying I agree with everything that he's done, especially the human blood in the shoe thing. I think that's really...
That's going to... I'm so sorry. If I was like 14 and researching all the Illuminati stuff, Lil Nas would be on my list of people I would never listen to ever again. Because that human blood in the shoe, I think that's going a bit far.
Yeah, if that's even true, that's allegedly what it is. But apparently, Nike's blocked all the sales of it because how did that happen in the first place? Anyway, yeah, that's a whole topic in itself.
Deep conversation we had there. So back onto music. Just before we wrap up, what's next for you? What should we expect from you?
Well, initially I was working on a project. I was gonna do a mini EP, but then I kind of want people to be dying for my music before I put out a project. Yeah, exactly. So I'm gonna have a few singles over the next few months, especially summer. I'm gonna be putting out quite a few, vibey tunes that people can dance to. I love dancing, so I'm I don't know why have I never had a song that I could proper rock out to you. So in May I'm due to release another single and over the summer. And yeah, hopefully some overseas performances.
Nice.
But I'm gonna keep it quiet until I know. But yeah, that's what's in the pipeline right now.
Okay, my very last question before we wrap up, and I said the last one was the last one. Do you feel the need to prove yourself to the world, or is it a thing of, I'm talented, you guys just need to catch up with me?
Good question. No, I think it's the latter. I'm talented and people need to catch up. Because it's always, people only care about what you're doing when everybody cares about what you're doing. Do you know what I mean?
That's the problem.
Which is sad, but I'm in no way trying to prove myself. I love my art. I just immerse myself in it. If people vibe with it, they vibe with it. They don't, they don't. I'm going to do it either way. Do you know what I mean? And that's why there's an audience for everyone. And whether it's here or abroad, I, create that fan base, and that's just how it's going to be.
Yeah, you're not going to stop until you make your dream come true. Sure. I love that for you.
Thank you.
And with that being said, thank you so much for coming on. I've really enjoyed speaking to you.